live.
Wait, I don't think my camera's on yet. Don't go live.
No,
yet.
it's broken.
Something looks weird.
What? Oh, hold on.
What?
What?
Your camera's not broken?
A reveal.
Welcome to Clickbait Sports.
Gotta put clothes on?
Where Brandon Perna today will be revealing his curly hair for everyone to see. Let's do the introductions quickly. Let's go back to the 5 cameras, and we will reveal ourselves in our natural form.
I want to do it like that.
Tree, take your
Hello,
There you go.
Stellar Skate Super Bowl.
Shut up with
Yeah, baby.
that. Scooter.
Listen, relax. The stuff is coming in for the punishment. It's on the way, chat. Relax, okay? I'll have the Green Bay cheerleader outfit on soon. It's on the way. It's on
Give
the way.
it time.
Good.
I still have my Ravens nails too. I'm gonna get those come Baltimore time, so I'm waiting.
Tom, reveal yourself.
It's Tom Grossi! Da-da-da-da. Thank you.
For some reason, I think that the camera is farther away from you, that you can't reach that close.
No,
looks
it's
like
actually
you're
pretty
a mile
close.
away.
I can verify.
Oh, okay. So you've been to his house. That's a flex right
Sure.
there.
Yeah.
Well, you've been to Perna's house and you haven't seen him with his beautiful perm yet, now have you?
I have not, and that will be revealed after the opening segment. So everyone that is
Got
watching
him.
You coward! That is such clickbait.
We call that
true
a tease.
clickbait fashion, you're gonna have to wait. First
By the way,
segment.
none of us
the
have
day.
seen it. None of us have seen
Nobody's
the
seen
perm.
it.
None of us
None
have
of us
seen
have.
it. It will be new to us, just like it is new to all of you. It'll be all the first time. Yes, it'll be amazing. All right, first segment is Baker Mayfield has beef with Odell Beckham Jr. I don't know what's going on here. I know the between them two. I know that Odell's daddy came to the rescue and posted a video of all the times that Baker Mayfield has not thrown the ball to
Beautiful.
OBJ, and things are
With
getting a little
music.
ugly there.
With music.
The
in
question
background.
is, I have for anyone in the gallery here, is it Baker that causes these problems, or is it Odell Beckham? I'll save my answers for later. 'Cause I know
Honestly,
it
Two to tango. It takes two to tango.
It's going to depend on who you ask that question. Because if you ask a Giants fan, we know whose fault it is. We know they're going to say OBJ. I'm already seeing in my mentions, hey, look, it happened in New York and it's happening again. Hey, problem must be you, OBJ. So to answer that question, it's really going to depend on who you ask. If you're asking a Browns fan, maybe now they're seeing a reoccurring theme here with Baker. Maybe Baker's the problem. So I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know how your dad makes a highlight reel set to Everybody Hurts about all the time that your QB misses you while you're wide open, and then you go to practice the next day and go, "Hey Baker, I don't know how that interaction goes."
So wait, was it his dad that made it, or I thought his dad just commented?
His dad
underneath?
posted it.
His
He
dad
posted it.
Posted it.
Yes, he posted it. So like, I'm sorry, that's the most cringeworthy, embarrassing thing that you could like. That's the legitimate your parents fighting your battle. Like OBJ, to take from Scooter, is a grown man. And his dad is literally posting clips on YouTube, bashing the QB and be like, "Just look how great my son is." And it's just, I wish I had the creativity to make something up like that. It's so great. It's so great.
Now, I think the better question is, which is worse? Your parents fighting your battles for you, or if Kevin Durant's burner getting found? Which is worse?
I think anytime your parents fight fight your battles for you. I remember my dad talking to my baseball coach. Like I made 2 errors in the first inning, and then later that game I got like a double, and my dad was like, "Hey, and this is my high school baseball. This is like high school varsity." He's like, "I think that double made up for the 2 errors." I was like, "Dad, don't ever talk to my coach again. That double did not make up for those 2 errors." Okay.
And we lost the game.
Yes. No, we won, but
Okay.
I had a very awful start to that game.
That's fair.
Don't ever have your parents fight your battles. I'd rather have Kevin Durant's burner come to my aid.
I think like if you're Baker and the rest of the Browns, you're assuming that if Odell's dad feels comfortable posting that to his Instagram, it's probably because inject chicken coming in hard.
Who did he drop that on?
Not me. Not me.
5, is that you?
Oh, 5 going down
Oh, 5
today in the
lost.
punishment.
Five's going to be drowning in that ball
$600 already. 5 lost.
Does inject
They're
chicken
trying to hurt
actually-
me. They're trying to hurt me.
It's for losing to the Chiefs, man.
I
It's because
just
you're
got
putting
my
back Daniel Jones and they feel bad.
Wow.
There you go.
Is there any saving the Browns though? That's the real question. Do you
Yeah,
think there's
well-
any world in which this turns around? OBJ just catches a couple touchdowns and now everything's back to
I
normal.
think OBJ's done. At this point, unfortunately, he's been excused from 2 straight practices. They look like they're probably either going to cut him or they're going to let him ride out this contract, tell him to go home, and then they'll cut him. You have to consider, too, like with that video, it's like that's really disingenuous of OBJ's dad or whomever he paid to edit it, because you have to consider this. You don't know what play's being called. You don't know what read he is. You don't know where Baker's looking, if he's facing pressure or anything like that. You don't know if Odell Beckham was even supposed to be in that position. He might have misread the play. So there's a lot of different factors you can go into that video. So
My thing
the
is
problem with OBJ
like-
is he's injury prone and he hasn't been performing this year. So they said, you know what? We're not dealing with your bull. Get out.
My thing though is if this probably was how the Browns were feeling maybe weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. This is not a new situation that has arisen. So why not trade OBJ at the trade deadline? You wait till the trade deadline passes. Now you can't do anything but cut or release him.
Maybe they couldn't get rid of him.
I'll show you that $15 million. That's why you're not trading OBJ.
Yeah.
Nobody's taking on that
no
contract,
one
not
wants to
for
take the
his
contract on.
performance.
Now,
And not coming off a major injury. None.
Like that was
Scooters-
like when, for example, like when we wanted to go after, what was it, Gilmore? Like we couldn't do it unless he was released. Like to trade, you had to take on that salary, so we weren't going to be able to. I think the only way that you actually solve this problem is if OBJ's dad.
There you go.
That's phenomenal. If OBJ's dad uploads another highlight reel, but if it's of Baker Mayfield doing well, sit to like Nickelback or something. Like that's the only way I think that this can finally be resolved. Like you got to fight fire with fire. Like I want Baker Mayfield's parents to then like do something against OBJ. Like let's get like this Romeo and Juliet thing. Like let's
I'm
get it
paying
going.
for the pay-per-view there. Like I would pay for that.
What we need is OBJ going up to Baker's house in the middle of the night playing a stereo with "Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone" by Cinderella. That's how you do it.
Who gets picked up first? OBJ on a new team or Jalen Smith on a new team?
OBJ for sure. He still has value. Jalen Smith has been cut from 2 teams this year.
Jerry Jones
This
paid his
year.
contract and we still cut him.
Yeah.
Jalen Smith is a pump and dump. He's like, okay, whatever, babe. Get in my
Jordan Bell.
get in my room and then get out.
All
Now-
I'm saying is, I told you so, Tom. I told you so.
You did, but the best part is you're still paying him.
I don't think they're
That's
that
fine.
worried.
You can be right, but
All
at
right,
the end of the day, like every 2 weeks, that man's getting a paycheck with Jerry Jones' signature on it, so it's all
I think
good.
it's time that we
Well,
We get
I want to
through
close. I want to close the opening segment with one thing, because you said if you ask a Giants fan, they'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yes.
me as the Giants fan, we've known this about Odell since day
there it is.
one. When he
There it
came in the
is.
league, we knew that he was a diva, right? And you put up with that when he's putting up 1,600-yard seasons and carrying the entire offense. Odell Beckham in his first 4 years, after he got his quads checked out or his hamstring fixed, whatever weird injury he started his career with, was one of the most productive receivers in NFL history. And you put up with that when he is putting up seasons like that. But now he is not getting open. He is not healthy. And Baker Mayfield, it don't matter what Baker Mayfield will find you if you're open. It don't matter. So when this attitude starts coming out, when you're not catching the ball, all it is I don't hear any balls getting caught. I don't see any one-handed grabs.
Is that
all I
because
hear,
of Baker Mayfield, though?
all I hear is gums clapping from Odell. That's all I hear is just. So unless you're going to get open, don't talk. Don't talk. We knew about
The
it.
problem is Baker's too accurate, and he's not throwing one-handed grabs that are kind of bad passes for Odell to catch.
He's not setting him up.
By
for
the way,
greatness.
wide receivers this weekend were throwing darts.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Cedric
there he
Wilson,
is.
QB of the
Cedric Wilson over
Yes.
here looking better than Cooper Rush on
the
the
run.
Oh my,
On the
oh my
run.
gosh. This
Like
is
he's
Also-
rolling to his right.
My
And threw a
dad
bullet.
is currently angrily tweeting about my face not being on this show.
Okay,
So,
let's do the reveal.
It's time.
I
It's
do have
time,
to say, though,
everybody.
It's time.
Kadarius Toney for Giants quarterback.
Drum roll.
Oh my God.
Oh, here we go.
You got out in public with that.
I went and got the mail today, and the neighbor said, "How you doing?" I said, "I look good. I feel good." And I'm about to audition for every crazy uncle on any 90s sitcom.
Buddy,
What
you're
do you-
about to make your first bar mitzvah like that. Like,
No,
you're right
listen,
there.
You're about to make a jazzercise video with Richard Simmons.
Yeah,
So,
I'm the bad guy in Home Alone London or whatever the
Like-
hell it's called.
His next punishment, you need to do the Richard Simmons costume and roll with that. That's how it's got to be.
I
You look
slept
like
with rubber
You
bands
look
in my
like you
hair
have a
last night, guys.
conspiracy theory just on the tip of your tongue, ready to tell all of us.
I have a reward. I have
Here's
a
the thing
reward
about
for
it.
you, Brandon. Since you were a good sport and went out and got a perm, Big Hurt Rocks, Scooter's meme guy, put together a little present for
Oh.
all of us. And this is going to be the worst thing we will ever see. I had to see it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a meme. Give
That's
me
worth
that.
the
I want to post that
demonetization.
on Insta
Yeah.
today. Holy cow.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I
would.
witnessed, but it was absolutely beautiful.
Brandon, you are a great sport. And in
Chat,
honor-
on a scale of 10, what are you ranking?
You
His promo.
win the trophy today, sir. The
Scale of
trophy.
10.
You win the Man of Steel.
Did I perm it correctly?
you did. It's
Right.
beautiful. I
I
love
was
it.
like, I need it to be super curly. My wife, Jess, put rubber bands in my hair after we did the whole perm procedure. So I would sleep and we'd get super tight curls. I slept in it. I wore rubber bands all day today. Did my workout with rubber bands. I looked like a low rent Coolio and popped those things out and got the glorious, glorious curls.
How long
What-
is this supposed to
honestly-
last for? How long does it last?
I don't
Forever.
know. However long
It's called
that
a perm for
4
a
to 6
permanent.
weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
My wife, she better worry about me going to the grocery store alone and women seeing me like this, because there's going to be a lot of come-ons in the
Mhm.
produce section.
Mhm. Yes, I know
Yes.
that. Yeah,
There's
carpet
gonna be
matches
something.
the drapes,
There is going to
finally.
be something.
yeah. A
It's
woman's
only
gonna
it's
roll
wine,
up.
ladies, dude. Run for the hills. That's all I'm
Yes.
gonna say.
He's gonna be checking out the melons, and a woman's gonna go and right up to him and say, "See anything else you like?" Mm-hmm. All right, let's awkwardly transition to Aaron Rodgers. I got a little picture here that I have loved.
Does a perm protect you from COVID?
It
Does
makes you immunized. You're good.
Perm, is it COVID?
All the chemicals immunize you. And I'm gonna
Tom.
play. So
Oh,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I'll let you guys talk first.
Tom, set this up for those who have no idea what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. Let us know what's going on with your boy. What just happened?
Yesterday was one of the longest days of my life, and I mean that. It was it was a long, arduous day. So about not even 10 minutes before, Brandon Pern and I are about to go live for a little GPS. I'm sitting here and I just yell out some expletives because it says that Aaron Rodgers is ruled out for Sunday because he has COVID. And all of a sudden, there's a lot of confusion going, wait a minute, how could he be ruled out for Sunday already? Like, if he's vaccinated, then, they could just do 2 negative tests within 24 hours and it's fine. So as the day goes on, it turns out that Aaron Rodgers is not vaccinated, which sparked a lot of confusion, especially on my part, because it was a lot of people's impression that he was vaccinated. And so then it didn't take very long to go back to the press conference back in August, in which Ryan Wood, a Packers beat writer, directly asked him, are you vaccinated? And he said, yeah, I'm immunized. And so at that point, people thought, oh, okay, they didn't push back or anything like that because they said, that's what that means. But as the day went on, Rob Domofsky of ESPN came out, and apparently he got an alternative treatment as opposed to getting the vaccine, tried to get that cleared with the NFL to be treated as a vaccinated player. And the NFL was like, haha, no. And so then there's more questions that started coming back out because Aaron Rodgers, for example, was like maskless during press conferences. Now, it seems the NFL is like lackadaisical on that rule because guys like, for example, Kirk Cousins, who's also unvaccinated, he has done press conferences like without masks. I think Dalvin Cook is unvaccinated as well, and he has done the same. So I'm guessing there's some leeway there. But this sparked a holy hellstorm on the internet, and Aaron Rodgers was trending on Twitter for literally like 3 hours yesterday, and it was just nonstop. The comments in every single one of my videos was a war zone, and it was holy hell. People like holding up and going like, wow, good for you, Rodgers, not getting the jab. And then others were like incredibly so disappointed with him. And then there was people that were just like, wait a minute, you're losing. Like now Jordan Love is starting because Kurt Benkert, friend of the show, our practice squad QB, also has COVID. So, it's a bad situation.
But then more.
Oh, yes.
Wait.
But
there's
more. Because that cute thing that Aaron Rodgers did and everyone was like, that's so cute. He dressed up as John Wick and posted all those pictures and stuff. He had a Halloween party in which there was multiple players there. And the problem is the NFL guidelines for unvaccinated don't allow a gathering of players if you're unvaccinated. So Aaron Rodgers is most likely going to get some fines levied his way. I don't know how hard they're going to come down on him, but yeah.
But wait, there's more. He wasn't just he didn't just use the homemade recipe. He popped hot for COVID. He tested positive for the vid.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It was
So his little homemade remedy didn't work.
Correct.
Okay.
And so now the problem is,
he got tired of Shailene and he wanted a hot date with Corona, Chan. That's all I can say.
He's out for 10 days. Shailene. The earliest that he can return is a day before the Seahawks game, and that's only if he's asymptomatic. So yeah, it's a nightmare.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. He did not say he was vaccinated. He said he was immunized, which is a completely different scenario.
Well,
it says he could have got COVID. He could have injected something else in there. But he was following unvaccinated protocols in
are
the
you
buildings.
Vaccinated though? So any yes response would implicate or imply
he
that
spun it
was
around.
referring to
He never said yes or no. He said, I am immunized.
That was
but
a
it's like
Clinton
saying,
reference, big
it's
brain
like saying,
thinking.
are you a Steelers fan?
No,
yes, I root for the team in Pittsburgh, but you're talking about the college team instead. It's the same thing.
False
It's
narrative.
like
Nobody roots for
by
the Pitt Panthers.
omission. It's a lie by omission, which is a lie. Still,
well, so that's the thing. If we're gonna like pick words and be like, technically he didn't say he's vaccinated, fine. I think the issue is he also was not, and this is his prerogative. He was not quick to correct anybody when there was the assumption that he was vaccinated. And listen, he might have saw what happened with guys like Cole Beasley, right, and the hellfire that rained down them, or Kirk Cousins, and I think
Cam Newton.
Or Cam Newton, right? And I think it's a matter of wanting it both ways, and just didn't want all the backlash because they wanted to have that impression of hey, I was vaxxed. And I mean, the way that I put it, because again, this has been a hellstorm for yesterday. The way that I put it was that at the end of the day, I think I'm more pissed off because Rodgers can decide what he wants to put in his body, right? I'm more pissed off because for a guy who complained all offseason of wanting to be all in and going after the Packers and saying, like, listen, I want to win a championship, blah, 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 blah. Not getting vaccinated puts you at a competitive disadvantage for the team because now it's not like he got vaxxed and he got COVID, which, by the way, guys, I don't know if you knew this. Did you know that you could get vaccinated and still get COVID? Because apparently this is shocking news that keeps on getting thrown around Twitter. I know. Take a moment to breathe that in. But the point is that if you got vaccinated, you could be back within 48 hours, even if you tested positive, because you could just get the 2 negative tests and you're on your way. What the problem is now is that like this puts the team at jeopardy. Like we're worrying about Jordan Love. I mean, obviously we got Blake Bortles to come in, but like if you look at just competitively, it puts them at a disadvantage. And I think like, I think that goes against what he's been preaching all off season and putting all the blame on the Packers of not going out and getting guys and all that stuff. Just seems like a bit hypocritical.
So I think that the Packers. Oh, go ahead, Brandon.
I was going to say, like, my biggest takeaway was what Tom touched on a little bit there. It's Rodgers didn't want to deal with the criticism for his choice, and it's like this is a bad week on the internet. Like, if you're a sports fan, there's been some horrific things, there's been some weird things, but it's like people go after other people when they don't agree with the decision they've made. It happened to Beasley, like Tom said, and you can disagree with their choices and you can be respectful about your opinions with it. I think we try to do a decent job of that here, as weird and crazy as like this show gets sometimes. But like a guy at Rodgers' level who seems like immune to criticism, I think this just goes to remind you, like, these are all just regular guys. They see the same crap that we see, and he didn't want to deal with it. And that's the bigger issue, almost, in my opinion, of this entire situation. Because if a guy like Rodgers doesn't feel comfortable expressing like his choices in that situation, like, who else has a chance?
Well, he saw what happened with Kirk Cousins. I mean, people destroyed him for his belief of like he didn't want to get it. Which, if you don't want to get it, that's fine.
You need the criticism vaccine. That's what you need.
Well, nobody likes the criticism vaccine. That's
I posted a tweet the other day just to gauge, where are people at? Where are people on the internet at with this? So my question was, should players who lie about their vaccination status be punished? Now, I'm not saying Rodgers lied about his. He misled the media.
Yeah, the NFL knew.
Yeah.
As long as the NFL knew.
That's the thing. The NFL knew about it. He followed up unvaccinated protocols in the locker room.
Question, though, what do we do if a player lies about their vaccination?
So the NHL, Evander Kane faked his vaccination card. Like he tried to pass off. Like he tried to download somebody's and change all the letters around, and then
he tried to forge a passport and papers, please. That's what.
And I think the NHL handled it properly because number one, it's Evander Kane, and he's just always messing up. Like
what did they do?
He had a bad offseason.
They suspended him for 20 games, and his career is likely over because he's Evander Kane. He's just
they're gonna have to buy him out. He's probably gonna have to go to Russia.
Yeah, he's probably going to have to play in the KHL, but I think a suspension is worthy. If you're lying, if you're trying to defraud, if you're trying to create a fraudulent situation, then you're in trouble. Now, I guess we need one last question I have for you, Tom, is what if this affects seeding, right? Like what if the Packers go out and lose the next 2 games because Jordan Love is not there and the Cowboys end up getting home field advantage and somehow the Packers end up losing on the road to another team like the Rams, which is more likely, not the Cowboys, because they'll be one and done. What happens there? Like what happens with the Packers fan base when their all-in quarterback costs them a chance at the Super Bowl?
Yeah, and I want to clear something up too, because what you guys were just talking about, I think that what Per and I were just talking about, we were all just talking about, I think he didn't want the heat from it, whatever. So it was he was very intentional with his words. I think at the end of the day, he can lie to the media all he wants, and it'll really just be the media and the fan base to judge him. And I'm sure Aaron Rodgers doesn't care. He's like, whatever. As long as he was following protocols within the building, which Matt LaFleur has come out 2 times now in both his press conferences, 100% is being followed. The NFL knew. Great, wonderful, no issues. He's going to get fined for the party, 100%. That was a big no-no. I think you bring up a great point because they have a game against the Chiefs. who like they have a high scoring offense when they decide they want to play football and not turn the ball over, right? So they have that. And then we have the Seahawks, in which Russell Wilson could be back the following week. Like they're going to be 2 tough games. And, Jordan Love, I hope he's ready. I will say Matt LaFleur didn't give me a lot of confidence when he was directly asked, is Jordan Love ready? And he goes, I guess we'll see, huh? Like that,
Oh God,
that did not. I was like, I prefer that than the Mike McCarthy, Brett Huntley route, which Mike McCarthy just like hyped up Brett Huntley to the moon, and then he was total garbage. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to get criticized. And I mean, listen, I will sit here and I even said this, like I was bashing Kirk Cousins this season. Like I was making plexiglass jokes and the whole 9 yards. And I think that if this was like Tom Brady, for example, like, can you imagine if this came out about Tom Brady? He would be getting crucified by some media and then held up by others. And I think like for me, like to hold my bias aside, like I just want to remain consistent. And like, yeah, from a competitive standpoint, just competitive, Rodgers can do whatever the hell he wants. It's his body. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, like he's put his team at a disadvantage.
Well, TB12 is not going to get COVID. He just uses his method and he fights it off.
That's it. He punches him.
He stretches out the COVID.
We're going to go to the next segment. I think this topic has been talked about a lot, and we don't really need to revisit what Henry Ruggs did. I think all of us, the world has agreed what happened was awful. We mourn the loss of that young lady and her dog. When Henry Ruggs had inexcusable behaviors, 150 miles an hour. What I want to talk about on this show is Derek Carr and his response and his statements. I don't know if we have the clip of him, if someone wants to grab it. That's what preparation is here. Derek Carr basically, yeah. And it's no secret that Derek Carr is a devout Christian. But I think what he said transcends all religions, because he approached it from a standpoint of, look, this guy, Henry Ruggs, messed up badly. And I think a lot of people were ready to pitchfork and go after Henry Ruggs. But Derek Carr's message is really important for everyone to hear, because when you're angry and when you're upset, you have to think about the person that committed these acts. And if we can get that, I don't know how close you are to the statement, but basically, Scooter, have you heard what he said? And do you?
No, I actually did not see. I did not see what he said. So I'm
okay. So when we get this, we'll
run that last night.
Yes.
If no one else will do it, I'll do it.
Let me get the volume up. Replay the clip. Here we go.
You have a chance to talk to Henry yet?
No, honestly, with what we were told, I haven't reached out. I will always be here for him. That won't change, and I'll prove that over the course of time to him, not to anybody else. But he needs people to love him right now. He's probably feeling a certain type of way about himself right now, and he needs to be loved. And if no one else will do it, I'll do it.
You have a chance to talk to Henry yet?
No.
So he also said that had he called him at 3 a.m, he would have gone out and picked him up. And I think anybody would do that for a friend. It's just the thing, the thing is like, now you have to think about the aftermath, right? Like we haven't heard a statement from Ruggs. We don't know whether he's remorseful or not. We don't know what the reason why he was speeding, but I like the way that Derek Carr is approaching this. And it makes a lot of us look back at ourselves and look at how we've reacted to this, because we're all angry at this, I think.
I mean, like,
bad situation.
Rightfully so, though. Like, I will say, like, I think that Derek Carr's position is an admirable one and a very emotional, like, it reflects his emotional maturity. But at the same time, like, Henry Ruggs was doing 150 miles an hour, was intoxicated, and his blood levels were double. And that was 2 hours after, because he refused a sobriety test. So they were higher at the time of the accident. And the lady literally burned alive with her dog. So, like, I understand, like, forgiveness, and I understand that. But at the same time, like, his really, and I mean really stupid, selfish decision killed somebody. And I think it's just the unnecessary. It was so ridiculously unnecessary, because the Raiders offer black car service. I think Ubers are for free for NFL players because of trying to prevent crap like this. And it's just so heartbreaking that this woman literally blocks away from her house is now dead because of a very stupid decision. And like forgiveness is I think it starts with like the family members and friends of that poor woman who lost her life. I think, again, I applaud Derek Carr for his approach to it. I think he's a good person. He's reflected this on a number of times. I think with Gruden, he said like, love the man, hate the sin. Like when all the stuff with like the Gruden stuff came out. But, you know, Henry Ruggs is going to be held accountable. And, you know, there will be hopefully some justice in terms of that. But either way, it's not going to bring this person back. And I think it's just like it's a tragedy in every sense of the word.
Yeah, I think. Oh, go ahead, Scooter.
Actions have consequences. Actions do have consequences. That doesn't mean you still can't come from a position of love like Derek Carr is coming from. But at the same time, a woman is gone. She's not coming back. And yes, I'm sure Henry Ruggs feels terrible. And yes, I'm sure he does need to know that, hey, listen, you're going to be punished and things will happen, but you're not the worst person that ever lived. He needs some of that. But if you're the family of that woman, what are you thinking right now? You need to be comforted just as much, more so, because now your relative is gone now for nothing. So yes, you can come at it with love. Yes, you can come at Henry Ruggs with love, but actions do have consequences. And so that is something that also I think needs to be touched upon as well.
Here's the thing, too. Like, I mean, you can make the argument that Henry Ruggs did make a mistake, and he did. He made a massive mistake. He made a mistake by getting in that car and driving with a blood alcohol level of 0.16. The symptoms are pretty much like you have difficulty talking, walking, and even standing, and he still drove a car 156 miles per hour. Someone is dead because of it, and someone died painfully. There is a time for healing, and there will be that time, but that's going to have to take time. Right now, the time is not ready for forgiveness and healing. That will come in maybe 5 to 10 years once everything heals up. And it's like, okay, Henry Ruggs just made a huge mistake. And he's not like the worst person in the world. But at the same time, people are rightfully angry. A man's career was taken from him due to his own mistakes. A woman's life is dead. Her dog's dead. A family is in trauma. Another family's in trauma. The Vegas Raiders are also in a bit of trauma, not only because of Gruden, but because one of their brothers is now out for possibly the rest of his career. So it's just a terrible situation all around.
Yeah, and I hope that this obviously goes without saying, but we have a voice, we have a platform. If you're listening, if you're watching the show, don't drive drunk. Like I know we don't have to say
ride sharing is so prevalent nowadays. There's no point in driving.
Call an Uber,
drink at home or don't drive. That's
right.
Pretty
and
much
it goes beyond that. It's not your actions. If you see someone getting behind the wheel of a car, step in. You could say I know it sounds like a self-aggrandizing thing. You could save someone's life. Okay?
You could. And listen, sometimes it can get awkward, right? We know this. Sometimes it can get very awkward with your friends. No, I'm fine. No, I can. No. Okay. Let it get awkward. Sometimes it needs to be awkward. Sometimes letting it get awkward is what can save a life. So listen, next time your friend says, no, I'm fine, I can drive, make it awkward. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to telling jokes and bringing the mood up to the
next
show.
We're going to talk about Calvin Ridley.
That's what we need. All right, sorry about that. The football gods have been angry this last week. Derrick Henry is out for the season. Awful. I'm not even a Tennessee Titans fan, and I'm going to miss watching Derrick Henry play football. There's other injuries around the league. Which team do you think can survive these rashes of massive injuries? Do you think the Titans
has the rashes?
I think the Titans are done for. Like they live and breathe. They live it. The Titans go as Derrick Henry goes.
Have you seen their division? The Colts don't have a clutch gene. The Texans and Jags suck. They're going to make the playoffs.
Winning the division is one thing, but advancing in the playoffs, trust me, I know this, is
They might
another
get Henry
thing.
back.
Is another thing.
Like he could come back. Like because it's like 8 weeks they said. So like theoretically they can make it back from the playoffs. Like he could come back. So that's what I'm saying. Like
But then you get into another question of like, should we play him? Is he ready? Is it the same Derrick Henry before? Does he need some time to get back up to
Even if you
speed?
play him for like 3 plays, like then you have to scheme for him. I mean, I think the Titans will win their division because they already have a pretty good grasp. They already swept the Colts, like it's already done. And as Tree said, like the other 2 teams are god awful. So I think they'll have no problem winning the division unless they totally blow it. It's just a matter of like, it's going to be, I know they got AP, they got Adrian Peterson, but it's going to be a matter of like, the focus is going to be on Ryan Tannehill. And while he is a very underrated QB, if that's the main focus, I think that's had mixed results in the past. So I don't know how far they actually go.
The thing is like the Titans, they're not going to come out and run a different offense. Okay. They're not going to go 5 wide with Ryan Tannehill and make him beat man coverage. Like they're going to do the same things and teams are going to game plan for the Titans the exact same way. We're about to find out whether or not Mike Vrabel's a good coach, whether he can make up the loss of Derrick Henry through the aggregate with this running back by committee, this cockamamie scheme that he's coming up with. I don't know. I think we'll find out very quickly if that's possible. But Uche last night brought up something very good. It's like, as long as they can get defenses to think or respect the run, they should be fine because that's what they're constructed around. Like they still have a good offensive line. You know, Derrick Henry does amazing things and he does knock people over. But as long as they can just feint the run, that might be enough.
What are we thinking about 36-year-old Adrian Peterson coming back into the National Football League? What are our thoughts?
I think he can do a job, but I don't think he's going to be prime AP, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think why was he not on a roster?
He's 36.
I think they've got a combo there though. Like I think Jeremy McNichols is a good running back. They used him in passing situations. I think he'll get more carries. I think the Titans line is good at run blocking, so you don't want to ask them to become a pass blocking unit. Where AP actually can probably help them, and we saw him do this with the Detroit Lions last year, is in the red zone. He was like, he scored a lot of touchdowns without doing a lot of work outside of the 20s, and I would take that approach the way the Steelers did with old Jerome Bettis when he was aging. Who was the back that did all of the work, and then they would just give Bettis the ball on the 2-yard line, and he had like 10 touchdowns.
Deuce Staley, I think.
Had like none.
It was Deuce Staley.
Was it Deuce?
Yep. Yeah. Like
I
that
think
year.
that's the Titans' approach.
Yeah.
Jeremy McNichols going to get used a lot. I think people are sleeping on him a little bit, and maybe AP is more of your like red zone running back. But I agree.
Who's clicking away?
Easy.
I will say real quick.
Are you downloading? Oh, go ahead.
He's using LimeWire, but the bigger thing is I'm very upset about Derrick Henry being out. He was the guy in our fantasy draft that I have to play every single week. So
I'm losing that league anyway, so whatever.
yeah, I just kicked the auto draft's ass. I did it. I won, but
Well,
now
the auto draft starting Christian McCaffrey.
my
so.
season's over.
Oh
So-
wait, Brandon picked Christian McCaffrey. I forgot about
Yes,
that.
and he wasn't supposed to, and
that
God
was-
punished him for that.
I
But yeah,
picked
so
him.
Derrick Henry's gonna be sitting on my lineup the entire season. It's gonna be rough.
Get lit. Do you want to talk about it?
Do you want to talk about it?
Okay. No.
Okay. We're not. No.
Ernest crushing it with his potato camera right now.
Yeah. What is with your internet, Perma? Is there something going on in Denver
Listen, this wasn't on like the rundown, but I think we need to talk about it.
Let's starting a VPN to go on to
He's
the
calling an audible.
I think
319.
we need to call an audible, and we all need to discuss the Dallas Cowboys' successful win with a backup quarterback named Cooper Rush. Y'all said we were losing to the Vikings. Tom!
I never said that, dude.
I
picked the Vikings to win.
Prescott,
Yeah, I picked the Cowboys to win.
Was out, I knew the Vikings.
picked the
I
Cowboys
said,
to win,
I
bud.
said play Cooper
This is what
Rush
the
because you're
Vikings
going to win
do.
the game anyways.
Uh-huh.
All right, there's
Now-
those delusions of
Yeah,
grandeur.
I
Listen,
think-
now-
no.
now there's
We
this
need to
different
realize
energy.
that the Pittsburgh Steelers are getting Super Bowl.
Listen.
Cooper
Yeah, buddy.
Rush.
Yeah,
It's rush
buddy.
hour.
Wow,
Who watched the
what
game?
is happening?
Who watched the Cowboys game?
I watched the entire
I
game.
watched
I
this
did.
game.
The Vikings
Here,
suck.
here. I have a little feedback for you, Scooter. The
Okay.
Vikings are trash. Okay, like they are worse than trash. Like you see this full can of trash right here. That is the Vikings. They got gifted the ball on the 7-yard line in a drive that was 90% penalties. They
Can
got
we just
the
talk
most
about that
BS
for 1
roughing call.
second?
Okay.
They got 3 garbage calls back
Right.
to back.
I'm
What
sorry.
is that?
The
Right.
funniest thing ever
It's
was
what the
Scooter
Vikings
going
do.
on Twitter and saying with a straight face, "Do you think that the refs are against the Cowboys out of all the other teams in the league?" Like, and at that point, I was like, "Oh, so like we've gone full satirical, we've gone full onion now." Okay, like I looked at that and I was like, "That's cute."
How
So
can
the
y'all
Vikings.
look at that and say there's no conspiracy? This was
No.
egregious.
The only conspiracy is that the Pittsburgh Steelers are getting Super Bowl.
Right.
You know it.
Well,
And
Scoot
that's
Anon,
not nice to talk about Dave Gettleman like that.
Scoot Anon's conspiracy theory actually had merit because they are gifted. Like they marched down the field with Kirk Garbage Cousins. Like Cousins was awful that game. Like he just looked like pure. He looked like one of those trash cans that's going down the street in one of those storms or whatever.
Rainstorm.
So they get the ball down on the 7. I'm like, okay, they have got to punch the ball in here. They settle for a field goal. Okay, so they're up 16-13, and they let garbage Cooper Rush, who was trashed. He had 1 pass or whatever for a touchdown. They let him march right down the field like he was Sherman headed to the coast. And the Cowboys beat those trash Vikings. And when all they had to do was play soft zone, they decided to man up with Amari Cooper and who was on the sidelines with a tennis ball. Tennis ball up
Dude, did you see that catch by Amari Cooper? Oh my gosh.
Oh,
and then you learn after the fact that CeeDee Lamb was lobbying Amari Cooper to throw the ball to CD instead, and Amari Cooper said, you thought that was going to happen. Give me the ball. He goes out, catches it, game over. Let's go home, boys.
Did you see CeeDee Lamb getting choked on the sideline?
Yeah. What is that? What
He literally
is
had him
that?
in a rear naked choke and like wouldn't let him go. It was
Who had him in a rear neck? Well, I didn't see that.
Harrison
Some-
Smith.
Yeah, Harrison Smith literally like had him in a chokehold like while he was on the
Yeah.
ground and like wouldn't let him go. And I was like, "What's happening?"
And then
Meanwhile,
they
Randy Gregory hits this man in bounds, penalty. Randy Gregory makes a tackle on the
Those
QB,
calls were such
roughing
crap.
the QB.
Oh, dude,
Randy
everything's
Gregory
roughing the
pulls
passer.
someone
dude.
off a
You
pile.
touch the quarterback, you're getting roughing the passer.
He pulls someone off a pile, 15-yard penalty. Back to back to back. What are you? Come on now, refs.
Mhm.
It was
Yeah.
garbage. It was just like one of those things where like you have a friend that you hate or something in high school, and they get beat up by the bully, and you're just kind of looking like, I'm just gonna
Can
go.
you imagine if the Broncos actually beat Dak Prescott this weekend? I would die happy.
I think
Oh.
Brandon Perna, his perm would light on fire.
It literally would spontaneously
it
combust.
would.
we cannot have nice things.
no,
okay?
we
Sorry,
We
I'm
want the
sorry. I
Cowboys-
just needed to talk about that. I just
We
needed
want-
to get some
Fair
things
enough.
off my chest.
yeah.
Just a little
We
bit.
want
Just a little bit.
we want the Cowboys to beat the piss out of the Broncos this weekend because we want Kellen Moore as our next head coach. This
Listen,
is
you're
an
not getting
audition
Kellen.
for Kellen
getting
Moore.
You're not
Kellen
getting
is
Kellen.
like
Kellen will
17
never
years
leave
old.
Dallas. Jerry Jones will not allow him to ever leave Dallas.
Yeah, he'll
He's
leave
Jerry
Dallas.
Jones. He
That's the
belongs
exact-
to Jerry Jones.
That's
He's
the
the
exact
Robbie
He
joke
becomes
you're
head
in.
coach.
This is
Got
not me
human
saying.
trafficking real
Do you
quick.
think?
saying this.
Do you think Kellen Moore becomes head coach over Mike McCarthy before he goes to another team?
Ooh.
Yes.
They just force Mike out,
Yeah, they're just
We
like,
could win the Super Bowl
and there's like, "All right, thanks, Mike."
and Mike's gone. Kellen's in. We're
They're
winning
gonna-
the Super Bowl this year and firing Mike McCarthy. You're out. Go back to Green
That'd be
Bay.
the first time ever.
No, you're actually Denver's going to hire Mike McCarthy because they think the veteran Austin he's going to help him out.
No, we got a new
But although to be
GM.
fair, what's going to happen is you're
To be
probably going to hire
fair.
somebody like Chuck Pagano or some other retread or
No.
defensive coordinator
No.
or Joe Brady,
No.
and you'll be fine.
Joe Brady. God.
I
All
did
right.
want to wait. Hold on. I wanted
Oh.
to share this because Von Miller famously traded this week.
Oh, yes.
Shows up-
We got to talk about this. We got to talk about
Shows-
Von Miller.
Von Miller shows up to Rams practice this week, and he has one loyal fan out there rooting for him at his first practice. This is from Von's Instagram account.
Is that
I
you,
love that
Brandon?
so
The
much.
hype checks out.
Yeah, that's me for sure.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's just holding like a boombox over his head.
Like, if you're Von Miller,
Don't know
are you
what's
happy or afraid that this is happening? Like,
Dude, his quote. What was that this morning that he had that quote? He said like he went to bed, like went to sleep, like what was their record, like 4-4, and woke up 7-1. I like that's pretty great.
It looks like the Rams are becoming the Salon de Refusals with
but can we get
Matthew
some
Stafford.
rapid reaction from Brandon? Or I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Mr. Perma
watching
himself?
your ex-girlfriend.
Like, what did you think?
happy?
You woke up and you saw Von Miller's gone.
I went to bed with a normal haircut, and then I found out Von Miller got traded, and my hair just permed naturally. It sucked. Like, I'm happy for Von. I think he deserves to go to a team that's a contender because he can still contribute. He was playing well on defense that nobody is going to talk about because the Broncos are a bad team on almost every level. So as much as it hurt to see like the face of the franchise, and that's what Von was. We don't like. I love Teddy Roosevelt, but he ain't turning any heads in Denver. Von was the guy that was the leader of the team, and I don't think you want your edge rusher to be your overall team leader because it means you don't have an offense. So I'm happy he's going, and if he helps Matthew Stafford win a ring, basically Von should win the charity award of the year that the NFL gives out for helping Stafford get a ring. What is
What
that?
did you guys get
Walter
for
Payton Man of the
compensation?
Year. Yes. That's
yes,
what Von
yes,
should
he
get.
should get that.
What did you guys get for compensation?
A second and a third round pick. So
I mean,
Rams don't have no picks until the 4th or 5th round. If I
Would
remember
any of you
correctly.
guys have done that same trade for your team right now? Second and a
Absolutely.
third for Von Miller?
Von Miller.
Well,
man.
Steelers don't need Von
Maybe-
Miller. I'd love Von Miller, but there's no room for him.
Maybe,
Melvin
the
Ingram for
Giants
6.
need a lot more than Von Miller, so no. We need
Apparently-
draft
Now, if it were like somebody
Yeah.
else, like I don't know, a quarterback or some linemen or
I
depth
don't know.
for a second and
Cowboys?
third,
here's the
I
kicker.
might do
Scooter.
it with the Cowboys now. I
The
might do a
Cowboys and the
second
Bills
third
were
with
the other two
Cowboys.
teams in play for Von. The Cowboys.
Yeah, I
and the
might
Bills.
have
very
pulled the
happy
trigger
he
there,
did.
gone all in.
And
All right, we
the
got
Broncos-
one last segment before we do the Thursday night preview. Thank you, Scooter, for bringing that up both times. Very triggering things for members of this squad here. Who is the worst starting QB in the NFL? We're going to go around the horn. You guys get to pick one. Who is the most trash starting QB in the league, in the NFL right now? Nobody steal my answer. Tom Grossi, you go first.
He's not technically. Is Zach Wilson like up for fair game or no? Like he
He's
he's
back
not,
in. Well, no,
If not
he
him,
lost his
Jared
job
Goff.
to Mike White. So
If not him, Jared Goff.
Jared
stole
Goff.
Goff
my
is-
pick.
Goff
Oh.
is bad. Like he's
He
bad.
can't throw a football.
A lot of people have been
real
beating
bad.
Goff.
Like Lions fan, I put out my QB audition tape yesterday, and like it was like haha funny. But Lions fans were like, "Can you come play QB?"
Save us. That's a good
that
choice.
bad?
That's a good. He's been bad. He threw a pick when they had a chance to win, and it was bad.
Is he worse than my pick, Daniel Jones?
Dude, I don't think
Your words hurt. Daniel Jones is not the worst starting QB in the
Look at
league.
your tweets
He's
from Monday, you would
close.
think that he was.
He was pretty
Close.
bad. When you can't move the ball in 2-minute drill, you're terrible.
5 was just like enjoy hell, because that's where you're going, Daniel Jones.
Right.
Like, they were very aggressive tweets.
Listen,
they were
Daniel
pretty-
Jones might be the most athletic bad quarterback in the league. I'll put it like
So
that.
he's a running back. He's a running back. That's
Yes,
what he
he's
is.
the most unathletic running back in the league. Daniel Jones.
His starting record is like 8-20 or something. It's just terrible.
Would you rather have Daniel Jones or Jalen Hurts?
Daniel Jones all day? Gosh, Jalen Hurts cannot throw the deep ball. At least Daniel Jones has a very pretty deep ball that goes right over Darius Slayton's hands. So it's pretty though when it happens. Jalen Hurts' ball is so ugly. He has a very ugly ball. Perma. I mean, who's the worst starting QB in the league?
Man, Teddy ain't the worst. Wow. This is, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is up there, I think, right now. Even though he's got that beautiful mane of hair himself. Sam Darnold really fell off a cliff after a hot start.
Davis Mills has the best neck in the NFL, so right off the
He's
bat,
been
he's not the worst.
Trizzle.
Yeah, let me highlight a guy coming back that I think's underrated, and that's Tyrod Taylor. Gonna
Tyrod Taylor.
start this weekend for the Houston Texans. They play the Dolphins. I
They
think
might
Tyrod
win.
can get another win for the Texans. Tua's not the worst quarterback, but he gets treated like the worst quarterback in the NFL.
They
By
almost
his own
traded for
team.
Deshaun.
Listen, I need the Dolphins
This last
to win.
week, though, probably Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you stole my answer.
That's not Cousins. It's Mike Zimmer. That's the problem in
For-
Minnesota, dude.
For the
He's
money
holding
that,
back that talent.
yes, for the money that Cousins is making for him to be that bad, he is the worst QB value wise. He is terrible. My vote. Oh wait, Scooter, you get a vote. Yes.
No, I went. Your QB is the worst.
Tree.
Well, my quarterback right now would probably be anyone starting for the Denver Broncos. And it's not because of the quarterbacks in question. Whatever. Love you, buddy. I'd say the problem is the coordinating and the play calling.
Yeah.
It's garbage. They're holding them back. 3rd and long. Check down. 4th and 5.
Telling me.
Check down.
You know what?
Third
Can
and
I change my
don't
answer,
spread
though?
the ball.
Because
Don't do
I
anything. Don't
forgot.
emphasize the running game. It's uninspired dog crap. And I know you said last week it's like some teams don't score points in the first half. Yeah, well, some teams only score about 10 to 17 points against the Washington Redskins. So there's also that too, Mr. Shermer.
That's one of the worst games I've ever watched
Well,
in my life.
He's your coordinator. He was your old head coach. He was
We all
the guy
know
we were dunking on as coach of the Browns.
I'm Tom.
Scoots, what you got?
Listen, I forgot Ben Roethlisberger was still playing football.
He is pretty
Let's
good.
switch it
I
out.
made
Let's
a
switch it
cameo
out.
in my video yesterday.
This man runs
Oh,
at
tree.
2 miles per hour. Absolutely not. I'd rather have anyone but Ben Roethlisberger as QB right
But
now.
don't worry, we're going to Super Bowl. You know that. We're going to Super Bowl.
I'm gonna go with.
Please kill me.
I think if there wasn't one very athletic run on Sunday, Justin Fields would be the worst QB.
Actually, dude,
That's
I
on
disagree.
Nagy too.
He made a really
That's on
nice
Nagy.
throw too. That one touchdown throw he made was incredible.
Okay,
Like-
then I'll go with. If you're gonna argue out of that, I'm gonna say Taylor Heineke is the worst starting QB in the league. He has looked really bad the last couple weeks. He has been trash.
He's a backup. That's
and
what he
the
is.
fan
He's
base
gonna
has
be-
turned on him, and it's pretty ugly. So,
So
you know what?
It's what
I'll
you love to
say
see.
that. Yeah, Taylor Heineke, because I'm biased.
For my Broncos football team recap, I started this bit about each team struggling once they got to the 30-yard line. And in my head, I was like, this will be a quick bit because it happened a couple times during the game. I'll try to make this a short video that I crank out quickly. And I was going through and rewatching that game, and it turned into a 4.5-page script because it was literally every time both those teams got into the red zone at the 30-yard line, they collapsed. They would just both go backwards. It was penalties. It was bad plays. Then there was blocked kicks, blocked field goals, missed field goals. I was like, oh my God, I'm doing so much work for a video that I know is not going to perform because everybody hated this game. And it was the most pathetic offensive performance by two teams at the same time.
It was terrible. It was atrocious.
I was like, oh, this will be cute and funny. And then I was like, oh my God, this is the whole game. It was almost every
is.
drive. So yeah,
It was painful, and they kept it going because Melvin Gordon fumbled the damn ball in the fourth quarter. It's like, oh my God, make it stop!
The ending of that game was the worst ending I've ever seen. I thought that's what I was going to focus on, and then I was like, oh my God, so many bad things happened. So
Okay, we've got the Thursday night preview. Thank you for participating in this.
You know what, dude? If we're going Thursday night football,
Yes.
we need to talk about the greatest quarterback that has ever existed, the God Savior of New York, the premium jet of all time, Mike White. God, legend of legends, Dallas Cowboys draft pick, goes on practice squads, takes over for the number 2 overall pick
against the Bengals and throws for over 400 yards. He is a legend, receiving legend, running legend. His
Jets Hall of
receivers
Fame now,
unfortunately
true
couldn't
story.
catch anything. That's why he had 2 picks. But he is a god. Mike White, the next Tom Brady. You heard it here first.
He's in the Jets Hall of Fame now. Like he is legitimately.
He is. Like, he is the
No,
best
he's in
thing to
the
happen to the
actual
Jets
Hall
in
of
like
Fame.
6 years.
He's in the actual Hall of Fame for having the best rookie performance ever. Like they sent his ball and his jersey to Canton. And did someone say Mike White?
No, that's Run Mexico.
I'm just saying, he's starting tonight because Zach Wilson's garbage. The line is
Well, Zach Wilson's still injured. It's either him or check down Flacco.
the
in his arm
Colts are favored by 10. They're minus 110. The over-under is 45.5, which I have no idea how to bet this game. And the money line is
Honestly, bet the over because the Colts
5-10.
defense is pretty bad.
so everybody thinks that the Colts are going to win, which I think is obvious.
I don't think so. The Colts aren't that good. They have like a bunch of clutch juice, especially in the red zone. They are terrible.
Yeah.
So
they are.
I think the Jets have a chance of winning this game.
I think their D line is good, and if they stop Jonathan Taylor, they do have a shot to win.
Yeah, but I think
no,
they
you don't
actually
even
have
just
Stidham
tell
on.
Frank Reich to call plays. He barely uses Jonathan Taylor.
I
That's
just want to
true.
say,
Especially when it matters.
by the way, this is a little important. It's Jordan Love's first NFL start this Sunday, and if the Green Bay Packers are able to go on the road and win with Jordan Love in that amount of prep, Matt LaFleur should just be gifted the Coach of the Year award immediately after that game.
What
Well,
would
you are
do-
going to be launching that. She said you're going to be saying the Packers game Super Bowl. That's what.
What
you're
Matt
would you
LaFleur and Sean Payton both should be
if
considered. right
Jordan
now.
Love comes out and performs amazing? What would you do?
I'd be very happy.
Would you want him to continue to start, though? Is my
No.
question. Would there be
No.
a QB
No,
controversy?
there's
No,
nobody-
I have
such
Aaron
thing.
Rodgers on my team.
158.3.
It's not Peyton
But
Manning.
here's the thing, though. You're playing,
Sorry,
He's the future.
dude. You're playing
He's
the
running.
Chiefs. The Chiefs suck. Their defense is abhorrent. Did you see Daniel Sorensen try and defend that receiver? Daniel Jones threw a massive underthrown duck, and Daniel Sorensen's literally harassing the receiver physically.
Wait.
He grabs the ball and it just drops it right into his hands.
Listen,
Hold on.
folks.
I'm going to do an imitation. I rarely do imitations or impersonation. Who is this?
Honey Badger.
Tyrann Matthew. Tyrann Matthew
Leonardo
wondering
DiCaprio.
what Dan
Most
Sorensen is
toxic
doing.
fan base in the world. Oh my God! It's almost as if people turn on you when you don't perform. Welcome to the NFL, buddy.
So I'm saying Aaron Rodgers is out for 2 weeks. Jordan Love
Not
has
necessarily.
a 158.3 QB rating, 4 touchdowns,
Great.
400 yards both
Great.
games.
Great.
Aaron
What if he
Rodgers
has
comes
400
back.
rushing yards too.
Who is
800
starting?
yards of
Aaron
offense.
Rodgers comes back. Who is starting?
Aaron Rodgers, because they literally had to adjust the playbook because they had to like slim it down significantly for Jordan Love. Like,
Well, I mean, he is like a second-year player.
like you just
I'm
have
gonna go
so many
ahead.
options, you know, with the
If
reigning
Jordan
defending
Love wins the
MVP.
Super
So
Bowl
yeah,
this
no, it's
year.
Aaron Rodgers until Aaron Rodgers no play football no more with the Green Bay Packers.
I'm going to award Scooter Magruder a silver medal and instigator in the Olympics right here now because he's just bringing up something that is not a thing, right? You're just trying to get under Tom Grassi's skin
You know
right
what's gonna
now
happen
because
is-
there's no QB controversy
There's
between
none.
Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers.
If
Well,
we
here,
lose-
Scooter.
Bring his girl into
Let's
it.
put it this way. What if Cooper Rush goes out and balls out? Do you have a quarterback controversy with Mr. Dakota Prescott?
No, because
Yes,
Cooper
yes, we do.
Rush is not our future. Dak is our
Okay.
future.
All right, well, hold on one
Well, that's
second.
But here's the thing,
Cooper
though.
Rush,
Dakota Rain Prescott also had an injury last year. What if it's a long-term calf injury? Calves
not-
are very
It's not a
finicky
similar
muscles.
situation.
Like
You
I
can't make a
don't
similar
think that's going to happen,
comparison.
Trey. I think Cooper Rush, he got a little taste of the limelight. He's going to like it. He's going to Tanya Harding Dak Prescott, and there you go. Now you got a real controversy.
Jesus.
There you go. Now you got a real controversy on your hands.
Wow. Okay, let's wrap up the show.
That's a
We've done
little
our-
risque.
We've done our time. We've done our time. He brought a Tanya Harding reference, everyone. Jeff Galooly, everybody.
Yeah, who's that on their bingo card?
Yes. It's time to do the countdown. I think we know who's going to get punished.
It's 5.
So
You
start,
made like
start
$600.
thinking about whatever punishments, but go ahead and do the countdown because
Mike Mike.
Mike White.
It's
Mike.
the
How
baby
much
song
do
Mike
everyone
White.
sing
I
along
say you
with
send
it.
OBJ back to
Custom
New York to play
toupees.
with Mike.
How much do they cost? Do we know?
This is the punishment you've been waiting
I'm gonna Google it.
for. Put
How
some
much?
TSC on
7
my
years ago,
head.
the Dallas Cowboys lost in the
Okay,
Super Bowl because of Dakota Rain Prescott. They should have started Cooper Rush.
Oh, it's only like 200
Tony
bucks.
Romo.
Ooh.
What?
Okay.
We did it.
We made it.
Scooter,
Boys,
go
we
first.
made it.
We are sitting at a clean $34.99. I appreciate
Not bad.
all
Not
of
bad.
you.
That's you did. You
Appreciate
didn't get a shutout. Okay.
Yes.
Perma.
Yes.
Somebody just asked why in a super chat I look like the Geico caveman. It's because I lost this week. I do not lose. $99. Thank you guys all for your donation.
I got $99.
I wanted that Richard Simmons Jazzercise
Yeah,
commercial.
$99 in a perm is one.
Oh, is that a song?
That was not
That's
bad.
Jay-Z. Dirt on my shoulder. I mean,
Now hit 'em.
99
No,
problems.
No, that was not.
Problems.
I forget that
How white are
99
you?
problem song. What's it
Someone
called?
hit that.
When he
I
talks
have
about
to
the
hate to
problem.
break it to you, but you're white.
99.
Tom Grossi.
$148.06.
Wow, 6 pennies.
Not bad.
My only competition, Tree. What did
Well,
you get?
I got 284.64,
Yeah,
which is
dude,
nowhere near
You got
close.
$500.
Five. Let's go.
You got
Let's
five-
go.
What's the
I'll
total,
donate more money because Steelers get Super Bowl.
Inject chicken.
Wow.
Just injected
If
a
you guys
punishment
just
right on your
Google-
head.
How much do custom toupees cost?
Ooh.
Now, what I'm thinking is we get him one with a star, like
Cut.
pre-cut into the toupee, the Dallas Cowboys star. This could be. I could be dreaming now. I don't know if they have these.
Yeah.
What
Can
do
you
we
throw the side bars to
It
connect
looks like a reverse mohawk.
Wait,
Like
what was the total?
the
What'd you
sides
get?
come in and there's nothing
Yeah,
here.
you need to
The
tell us.
total is $745.
Ooh, there you go.
Thank you,
Super
Joe.
chat.
Inject Chicken 2.0. Everybody else that donated
Making
in
that money.
fashion.
Yeah, we didn't even mention the Braves winning
Braves
the
World
Series.
Series.
Oh yeah.
Think
That
of
was a
something
good-
good. I will. You know what? I'll learn to do the shuffle dance. I don't care. I will do anything for this show except for, but I won't do that. That's all I have to say.
Okay, Meatloaf.
I will do that.
Anything
Think
for
of something good.
Yeah, we got that. That's a high donation. We got to think of something good for this one.
Well, I know like there was a suggestion in the chat is highlighting all of the Giants draft picks and losing and Five's reactions to everybody hurts. Which is like,
I don't know about that.
Hold on. Ray, a henna tattoo on your head of a star, of a Dallas star.
Yes.
oh,
There
there you go.
That's something I'd have to wear in public.
Whatever.
You know what? Wear a hat.
Punishment.
Is
Wear
it
a
a
hoodie.
temporary tattoo?
It's
Yeah,
it's a temporary
Just-
tattoo.
Just for the
The
show?
hat's
All right.
temporary.
I'll
Look,
get
it's
2
henna.
Dallas stars put on both sides,
Yeah.
and it'll be like
Just
a
wear a
screaming
cap when
helmet.
you go out. You're
I'll-
fine.
I'll get my kid to draw a temporary helmet on my head. How about that? Fair enough?
Needs to be the Cowboy star though.
It will be the Cowboy
Star,
star.
like a hen, like get a henna one. Like get it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Screw all of you. You guys suck.
I mean, to be fair, should we just
be
do Dallas Star, or
fair.
should we get like a Steelers logo, a Broncos logo, a Packers logo? Like we could really just make this thing pop.
Make him the old Washington Redskins logo up there too.
I like. I don't
That's a
know.
better wash off.
I
I'll
just
tell you that.
feel like
And
the
also
star-
for the good measure,
like
the
you say,
Philadelphia
Scooter, like
Eagles
one
logo
really
too.
big star.
yeah,
All
I
three.
feel like
Like one big
really
star in
big
the middle of your
star,
head.
just boom, star
Yeah, you know
it
what?
up.
Yeah, the one star could work.
Chat, what are we thinking? If you are for the 1-star, type 1 in the comments right now. If you're not, maybe something else, type 2. And if you're just here so you won't get fined, 3s.
I agree with that.
Oh
chat.
yeah, there's plenty of Dallas Cowboys temporary stars that I can get on Amazon.
Yeah,
so
just get a big
I will.
one.
Yeah, I will. Wait.
Someone
Wait.
said I look like an Albert Einstein psych ward patient. And the first thing
Yeah.
my wife says is like, "You look like Albert Einstein." So
A
Yeah.
little bit. I can see the resemblance there.
I'm as
Okay.
smart as him
What's that,
too.
a Deshaun Jackson tattoo?
Oh, I can get a marker that has a
Positivity.
stencil. I get tattoo markers. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh.
Okay. Have to
Okay,
do
so
that.
guys, make sure you guys come back next week, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern, for the reveal. The Cowboys head reveal. What do we have going on? Is anyone streaming this game tonight? No one?
No.
I don't think I am because it's going to be garbage.
Okay, that's fair.
Hey, garbage football sometimes is the best football.
I'm still
Somebody's
torn.
taking the night off.
I
What
didn't
are
do my
we
hair for
putting
this
out
show,
on our
so-
YouTube channels? I got the predictions video, week 9, coming out in an hour or so. What about you, Tom Grassi?
I put out literally 5 videos yesterday. Because we did GPS, the Aaron Rodgers, 4. The Aaron Rodgers vaccine predictions. I recorded the interview, which came out today with the Chiefs fan, and then I did my QB audition. So,
Wow.
yeah, just check out any of that stuff. Go find it.
Very nice. Well, I've got MLB debriefing coming out. I'm hoping tomorrow. So there's that. And just wanted to send a big congratulations to my sister, Sammy. She's getting married on Saturday.
Wow.
Congrats.
I'm the last man standing.
I've
Which I
got
hope,
stadium
hopefully
video
will be
coming
for a
out.
while. I don't know why any women would want to date me. So
Yeah.
it's always that.
I've got a stadium
married.
video coming out, so that'll be fun.
Cool.
Nice.
Right after. that.
I
Well,
have
they also have a hot
3-hour
date with a
long-
henna tattoo, so there's also that
Yeah.
too.
I've got a 3-hour long tutorial on how to do a proper male perm, and then probably a college football quarterback power rankings episode.
Who's number 1?
Oh, I can't reveal that. That's
Come
a
back.
tease.
You got to watch the video to find out.
You cursed anyone
Yeah.
lately?
Oh, yes.
Oh, the Cowboys got the curse this week on the spin wheel.
Okay.
Of
Yeah, and guess who was number 1 in Perna's power rankings, and which holds the traditional curse? Who we released it on Wednesday? The Packers. Guess what happens as soon as he releases it? Not even an hour later. Aaron Rodgers.
I gave Aaron Rodgers COVID.
Yep, he did.